Chris Algieri. What's your mindset ahead of the big fight?
My mindset is to be focused, to be sharp, to be smart, go out there, get the victory by any means necessary, and if I see the ability to stop my man, I'm going to look for it.
What do you think about this matchup?
I think it's a great matchup. Tommy Coyle is a really tough guy. He's going to come forward. I know he's properly prepared, but I'm going to go out there and use my experience and my will to win.
You started as a kid with martial arts. What brought you to boxing? How did you develop this passion?
I was always a boxing fan. I grew up watching boxing. That was actually my first sport I ever remember watching as a child. My grandfather was from Argentina. He was a huge boxing fan, so we watched fights. I got into martial arts just because I was from Long Island, and there's not many boxing gyms. So I got into martial arts. I wanted to fight. I started out with kickboxing, but eventually I always knew that boxing was where I was going to end up.
You mentioned Argentina. Do you have any Italian heritage?
Yes. My father's actually Italian, so I've got culture from both sides, the Argentinian side from my mother, my Italian side from my father. Both fighting cultures, both very, very tight-knit groups. So our family's very tight.
You studied clinical nutrition, and now you have a cookbook. Can you tell us about this and any tips for any fighter?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Fighter's Kitchen, it's 100 recipes, tried and true, that I've been utilizing myself and cooking myself. It's really for anybody. It's not just for fighters. There's a lot of great recipes that you can make in there that are simple to do. But in terms of tips, there's a ton of tips in there for fighters as well. There's meal plans. There's some nutrition background, so it can really help you out.
What works for you on fight night? What do you eat during the day?
Carbs. Lots of carbs. I love carbs anyway, but definitely, especially on fight day, I like to eat a lot of carbs. Oatmeals and pastas and potatoes.
So back to your Italian heritage also with some pasta?
Yeah, absolutely. Back to the pasta and meatballs.
What else do you like to do to take care of your body to have a longer career?
Yeah, I like to stay really fit in between fights. I think that's really important for me so I can always make the weight and stay healthy in between. So maintaining my weight, making sure I don't get too heavy. But I really like long distance running and also heavy weight training. So I like to lift weights. Sometimes too much because it's not great for boxing, but I do like to lift weights.
What's your take on veganism for athletes? Is it too extreme?
I think it can work. I think you have to really monitor a lot of different things, and you should probably utilize the help of a professional nutritionist or a registered dietitian. But I don't recommend it for most people unless they're really, really on top of their diet.
Best part and hardest part of being a pro fighter?
Best part is winning. Nothing better than winning. Worst part, shoot. I guess everyone's gonna say making weight, but I don't really have that much trouble making weight. But I guess, yeah, just thinking about weight is probably the worst part.
A message to your fans?
Make sure you guys tune in early on the DAZN app if you can't make it to the Garden. It's gonna be a great fight. See you guys after the victory.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
This is a huge opportunity. This is exactly why I came back to the sport. I want to be a world champion. This fight with Tommy Coyle puts me back in that position. So I've got to go out there, not only win, but look impressive and angle myself for another world title run. This is like I said, this is why I'm here. I'm feeling great. This training camp has been fantastic. I have an opponent, Tommy Coyle, that gets me excited to go out there, and I really think it's going to be a fantastic fight. Make sure you guys tune in. And yeah, there's been a lot of talk about a lot of the stuff that I've been doing outside of the ring, but I want to go back to everybody talking about what I do inside the ring. So on Saturday night, I'm looking forward to putting on a great show and coming out with the victory and moving forward.